Hello my fellow Welt lovers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some huge news to talk about regarding Honkai Star Rail's upcoming version 3.3. While most of us are still waiting for the official release, some players have already managed to get early access to the new characters' kits, and let me tell you, things are looking insanely exciting. So, if you're curious about how these new characters are going to shake up the meta, or if you're trying to decide whether to save your pulls for them, stick around because we're diving deep into everything we know so far. Hey guys, before we continue further, if you're planning to pull for your favorite waifu, husbando, or maybe any of the rerun units in this version, listen up because I've been using LootBar, and it lets you save up to 23% on all your purchases. Just to show you how good this deal is, I bought a 6480 Oneiric shard pack for only $79, while the same pack costs about $100 in the in-game shop. Topping up is super simple. All you need to do is enter your UID, select your server, and in just a few minutes, you'll receive your jades. And yes, if it's your first purchase, you'll still get the double top-up bonus, just like in-game. What's even better is that LootBar isn't just for Honkai Star Rail. You can also top up in Genshin Impact with the same discounts. With thousands of 5-star reviews, it's a safe, reliable, and cheaper way to get more value for your money. And here's the best part. If you use my link in the description or the pinned comment, you'll get an extra 8% off on top of all the other discounts. So, if you're looking to pull more for less, check out LootBar now. Cipher, the highly anticipated quantum nihility character in Honkai Star Rail, is shaping up to be one of the most unique and versatile additions to the game. Unlike traditional nihility units that focus on debuffs or damage over time, Cipher takes a completely different approach by scaling off crit rate and crit damage, making her a hybrid DPS and sub-DPS. Her kit revolves around her unique Foretold debuff and Wealth Bond mechanic, which allows her to deal consistent off-field damage and follow-up attacks, making her a potential game-changer for teams that rely on follow-up attack strategies. Cipher's basic attack deals quantum damage equal to a percentage of her ATK to a single enemy. While this is a standard ability, it sets the foundation for her role as a damage dealer. Her skill is where things start to get interesting. Cipher inflicts the Foretold status on a designated enemy and deals quantum damage to the target and its adjacent enemies. The Foretold status is crucial to her kit, as it enables her follow-up attacks and additional damage procs. Cipher's talent is the core of her gameplay mechanics. At the start of any ally's turn or action, if no enemy is under Foretold, Cipher inflicts it on a random enemy, prioritizing the one with the highest HP. This ensures that her debuff is almost always active, maximizing her damage potential. When an enemy with Foretold takes damage from any ally, Cipher enters the Wealth Bond state, recording a percentage of the total damage taken by that enemy excluding true damage. This recorded damage can then be unleashed through her follow-up attacks, which deal quantum damage based on her ATK. The number of follow-up attacks resets after using her ultimate, which not only deals quantum damage to a single enemy, but also distributes true damage based on the recorded Wealth Bond value to the target and its adjacent enemies. Cipher's ultimate is a powerful ability that deals quantum damage equal to a percentage of her ATK to a single enemy. Additionally, it deals true damage equal to a percentage of the recorded Wealth Bond value, distributed among the target and its adjacent enemies. This ability clears the recorded value of Wealth Bond and resets the number of follow-up attacks that can be triggered by Foretold, making it a crucial part of her rotation. Cipher's traces further enhance her capabilities. When Cipher is on the field, all enemies' death is reduced by a certain percentage, making her a valuable asset in any team as it increases the overall damage output. The recording rate of Wealth Bond is further boosted for adjacent targets of the Foretold enemy, meaning that not only does the primary target take more damage, but the surrounding enemies also suffer additional damage. Cipher's follow-up attack damage is increased by a certain percentage, and the recording rate of Wealth Bond is further boosted by her crit rate, up to an additional percentage, making her a potent damage dealer, especially when built with high crit stats. Cipher's playstyle has drawn comparisons to characters like Topaz and Robin, as she excels in enabling follow-up attacks and dealing additional damage outside her turn. Her synergy with follow-up attack teams, especially those involving characters like Topaz, Moze, or even Hunt March 7th, could redefine the meta. Additionally, rumors suggest she may be a pre-release teammate for Phainon, hinting at long-term meta relevance. One of the most exciting aspects of Cipher's kit is her ability to deal damage even when she's off-field. This mechanic has already proven to be incredibly powerful, as seen with characters like Moze. Cipher follows a similar design, making her an absolute game changer for teams that rely on consistent extra damage output. Her follow-up attacks are triggered whenever an ally attacks an enemy with Foretold, and the number of follow-up attacks is reset after using her ultimate. This means she can continuously deal damage, making her a flexible choice for many teams, especially those that focus on follow-up attacks. Cipher's ability to function as both a main DPS and a sub-DPS offers flexibility in team compositions. She can fit into a variety of teams, but she shines brightest in follow-up attack teams. For example, pairing her with Topaz and Moze can create a devastating combo, as Topaz enables follow-up attacks and Moze provides additional off-field damage. This synergy could make Cipher an essential component of future Quantum Nihility teams. If Cipher follows this concept, meaning she'll likely be a consistent additional damage dealer that keeps hitting enemies even while another character is active. This would make her a flexible choice for many teams, especially those that focus on follow-up attacks. Cipher is rumored to be the last missing piece for follow-up attack teams. Right now, follow-up attack teams typically rely on Topaz, Moze, or even hunt March 7th to maximize follow-up attack potential. But if Cipher is specifically designed to fit into the setup, she could bring something new to the table, possibly more synergistic additional damage procs that activate off follow-up mechanics. This wouldn't just make follow-up attack teams stronger, it could completely redefine how we build Nihility-based DPS teams in the future. Whether Cipher is a must-pull in version 3.3 depends on your team needs and long-term goals. If you're looking for a unique Nihility character who scales on crit rather than traditional debuff mechanics, Cipher could be a fantastic pick. Her ability to deal off-field damage and trigger additional attacks makes her incredibly valuable for teams that rely on constant pressure and damage over time. However, if you're saving for Phainon in 3.4, you might want to hold off, especially since leaks suggest that Cipher's true potential might not be fully realized until later patches. Cipher is shaping up to be one of the most unconventional Nihility characters we've seen. She isn't a debuffer, she isn't a dot specialist, and she doesn't fit into the usual Nihility archetype. Instead, she's something new, a Quantum Nihility DPS with additional damage scaling on crit. This makes her a risky but exciting character to pull for. If she turns out to be as strong as the leaks suggest, she could be one of the best additions to follow-up attack teams and possibly a core unit in future Quantum Nihility meta compositions. What are your thoughts on her kit? Are you planning to pull for Cipher in 3.3, or are you saving for another character? Let us know in the comments.